Did nobody take, the government, the system did not take my child. Let's be clear. They did not take my child. I was dealing with postpartum depression. That's what I was dealing with, okay? And she knew that. She knew that from the time she knew that I was depressed by carrying this child. She knew that I was depressed when I went into labor with this child. She knew that I was dealing with postpartum depression after I had this child, because while I was laying in my hospital bed, and she was sitting to the left of me on the couch holding my son, as I was turned over on my side because I had been up crying, crying. She tells the nurse, I think she's dealing with a little bit of postpartum depression. This is why I was in the hospital with my son, Jason, a few hours after I didn't have him. Because I'm just crying about everything. Everything I'm crying about. Anything that's going wrong, I'm crying about. Anything that's going right, I'm crying about. I am just a mess all over. Okay? So let's just clear that. It's no friend of hers that can come and tell you that what I'm saying is a lie, because the real people that was after giving birth, yes, the real people that was around knows that I'm not lying. They know that I'm not lying. And if they're coming and saying that I am lying, that's because I guess they being ride or dies for that girl. They riding and they dying for the family. I'm no longer in that space. I'm no longer here to save face. And another thing I want to clear up, I didn't just start speaking up now.
Oh, I saw
Let's
that.
get
I saw
clear.
that. I saw that. You don't have to
I've been speaking up since 2016, baby. I've really been speaking up since 2014. In 2014, I started speaking up in code. In 2016, I just started letting it all out. I'm fighting for my son. And that's what it's been. I didn't just start speaking now. This is not something I just woke up one day and started speaking about. I've been speaking about this. I've been talking about this. I've been trying to get help with this. I've been talking to them in private, or trying to talk to them in private, behind closed doors, and not getting anywhere. And I know in order for me to fight because of who I'm going against, we're talking about a family who the head of their family sits with presidents and kings and queens of the world. Okay? This is the type of family that I'm talking about. And you're talking about little old me. So I need help in my fight. And I can't do it by myself. I can't go in there and represent myself pro se. I think I probably will get a lot further than what I did from the first time representing my pro se, because of the laws that I've studied now in Texas when it comes to family law. No, I was not paid. And that's another thing. I was not paid. She tried to pay me. I did not take the payment. And I have receipt of that as well. I did not take the payment. You can't pay me for my kids because they was given to me. They weren't given to you. It doesn't matter what I went through. Doesn't matter what I had to endure, what I had to experience. If God saw fit enough for me to have them, then he knew he equipped everything in me to raise them and take care of them as long as I tapped into that.
I don't want to offend you, but I have a question because I'm not familiar with this. How did she get your baby? I understand manipulation, but tell me the day that
like I said in the live, I had my son when you got to understand, and I've been knowing Cora since 10 or 12 years old. This is not somebody I randomly started meeting in 2014. This is somebody I have known basically my whole life. Okay? Let's be clear. Okay?
So So
when
what happened was when you went to postpartum, you felt like you were not in the place to take care of
she
it.
came to me and told me that she will help me with my child and with my children.
Okay.
That's what she told me. That she was there as a godparent, as a sister, as a friend. Brandon is not the baby daddy. As a sister and as a friend to help me with my child. Because Cora knew what I was dealing with before I had Jason and after I had Jason. Okay? Through the course of that, Cora kept every receipt of everything that she ever did for my son. If you're helping somebody and you're there to help them get from where their current state is to progress and move forward, why are you keeping receipts and documents of everything you buy and purchase for a child that's your godchild? And don't say because of taxes. Okay? Don't say that, because that ain't why. So we go into this thing like she's helping me. And I don't know if people remember Periscope days, but it used to be all over that. I don't know if people remember that, can pull up receipts from that. But she was supposed to be helping me as a friend and as Jason's godmother. Well, me dealing with postpartum depression, I went through detachment. So I went through stages where I wasn't feeling attachment towards my child, although I love my child. Knowing about postpartum depression, I know now that's what that was. You understand what I'm saying? So she tells me, well, Michelle, I will help you with the baby. You go find a job, get on your feet, right? I started working a warehouse job.
Mm-hmm.
When I started working this job, I'm working this job and I'm working 12 hours, sometimes 16-hour days. Because mind you, I got a car, but I got to get a place to stay for me and my babies. And I got to keep consistent income, okay? So in order for me to do that, get a place, being an ex-felon, 9 times out of 10, you have to pay double deposit, right?
Yes.
So I have to work to acquire that. Now, if I'm working 12 and 16-hour days, I'm going to need help with my children, with their day-to-day activities. You understand what I'm saying? And if I'm working 12 or 16-hour days, I might not can get up and drive to your house every day an hour or two before I go to work because my body is physically tired. I'm trusting you as a friend, as a godparent, because a godparent comes in and stands in the gap when the parent can't. That's what a godparent does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting you as a friend and as a godparent to have my back, knowing what I was going through with personal family things and things of that nature.
So Michelle, let me ask you a question so I can cut straight to the chase. So it sounds like to me, and I've seen this, single parent struggling, ex-felon, you got to prove to the courts that you can, I know, to keep your child, that you...
I ain't got to prove to no court. I'm not dealing with no courts at this present time. I have my children. I have to prove to myself and I have to prove to the people around me that I can do this.
I'm talking about,
even if the daddy is not there. The courts was never involved into, they filed a document in September of either 2016 or 2017 of me signing my rights. That's the only time the courts got involved. The courts was never involved in taking my child. The courts was never involved in me having to prove, me working to care. That's just what I knew as a parent. Because mind you, this is not my first child.
Okay, so question, so make sure I'm clear. Is that, so you signed your rights over to Cora and she filed a document at the court?
I did not willingly sign my rights over. I was put under duress to sign my rights over.
Okay, got it. I got that.
And that's what I was explaining in the video. We sitting at the table at Judge Faith's office. She comes around. This is after she has already cornered me in her husband's office in their home and told me if I did not give her Jason, that she would take him from me. This is after that incident. So I'm scared out of my mind.
Jesus Christ.
I'm scared out of my mind at this point. And mind you, I am a person who deals with things internal. So all of these emotions are going through my mind, and I'm scared to say something out loud in fear of what might happen to me, in fear that nobody will believe me, in fear that I won't even be heard, in fear that because of the things I've had, you gotta remember this was like my best friend. The things that I have expressed to her in confidence, in private, if she can look me in my face and tell me that if I don't give him to her, she will take him from me, there's no limit to where it will go.
I got you. So, how long was it after this happened? They filed the document. Y'all went to court. How long after that did you? Well, if you went to court, you went to court because you realized that this is not something that you wanted.
Right,
Okay, so,
but it was an incident that took place in September. September 2016, it was an incident that took place. We had agreed that she was going to let me spend time with Jason for a weekend. I get Jason that weekend. She sends him with a tablet. I turn the tablet off because I know at this point, you're only sending him with this tablet to monitor and watch where he goes with me and what I do with him. And I don't have that access when he's with you. So why should you have that access when he's with me? Okay? So I turn the tablet off. Well, they wait up until Sunday when it was supposed to be the exchange, but it was never a time giving for the exchange of Jason. It was only a day. She went Sunday at 10, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. She went on the internet and told the internet I had kidnapped my son. I'm asleep on the Sunday, okay? I go to Bedside Baptist. I don't roll over, put my clothes on, and go to church. I'm asleep. I wake up to messages and notifications from her telling the world, and I have receipts of this as well, if she tries to lie about it, or if anybody try to call and say that I'm lying, of her telling the world that Jason was missing and that I had kidnapped him and that she's concerned for his safety and his well-being. She shows up to my house, as I said this in the live. She shows up to my house with her daughter in the car, this guy named Shane, and her husband Brandon in the car behind her, while Bishop is on the phone with her. Okay, they show up to my mother's house. This is like 11 o'clock because I guess she had been texting me and calling me that morning, but I haven't responded because I was asleep. We was out the day before, took the kids everywhere. I was tired. The kids were still asleep. They show up to my house. The girl tried to fight me and everything, you know. And at that present time, nobody in my family knew that I had signed my rights over other than Liam's dad. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew because, again, I had been dealing with this on my own because I was scared to say something. So nobody knew. So in that moment, if I would have known what I know today, that I could have kept my son and it was nothing that she could have did about it, I would have kept it because I had already been seeing things in the home, a thing that she had been doing that let me know that I had been manipulated, I had been coerced, and I had been put under duress. So I had already been trying to figure out how I was going to get my son back. I just didn't know how because I knew that I had signed my rights over and I didn't know what power, if any, that held at that present time.
So when you signed your rights over, was this just a piece of paper that they then
a piece of paper. Yes, it was just a piece of paper. Signed my rights over at the lawyer's office.
Okay, at a lawyer's office. Okay.
I didn't have any pre-consultation before that. Nobody talked to me before that. Mind you, for a whole year straight, Cora sent me adoption videos and how it's okay if you want to give your baby up for adoption. Although I had been telling her I don't want to give my child up for adoption consistently, continuously.
Okay.
And I have receipts of that as well.
This was a 57-minute conversation, but I'm just going to sum the rest of it up. Now, listening to what she said in her lives, on 3 or 4 lives on her page, which I listened to them in part, listening to over and over the 7-minute clip that I put up, and hearing this again now with you for a third time, I began to look for, okay, what are the facts? The facts are that she is the mother of Jason. She pushed him out. She is claiming the way that Cora Jakes got her baby is through, and her words are, she said, manipulation, coercion, and duress. And that she signed away her rights in Judge Faith, which I'm thinking that is the former DA for Dallas County. Her name is Judge Faith Johnson, this lady right here. And I want you to understand that having connections with judges and things, when you're a high profile person, I have them, and you are as huge as the Jakes family in Dallas, you have police chiefs. I mean, they're friends and probably members of the church. So Cora probably didn't have to even pay for this. Allegedly, in Judge Faith Johnson's office, that she created some paperwork for her to sign that will relinquish her rights over to Cora. So in doing that, and she said it was under duress, and I'm thinking that there was some tension in the office because Cora was saying that, allegedly to her, that either you sign your rights over or I take the child from you. Now, let's set the scene. A year prior or months prior to her having Jason, mind you, her and Cora been friends since they were like 10, 12 years old. They've known each other, according to Michelle. Now, Cora is barren. She cannot have any children except for a miracle. Cora was telling, allegedly, Michelle, according to her testimony, was telling her how putting her baby up for adoption or allowing somebody to adopt her baby was a good idea. Now, what we do not know, which I'm going to assume, that the reason that Cora was doing this is because Cora or somebody must have felt as though Michelle was not able to take care of this child, either because of the state that she was in mentally or the way she was living her life. Because, remind you, she's an ex-felon, so therefore that puts her in a certain kind of position in her life, the money she can make, except for she worked for herself. And someone said she was homeless, but then I found out, according to Michelle, that they would stand with somebody. They were never in a shelter or in a car or anything like that. So I'm thinking that Cora, being that she has this, and I'm going to use this word and I want everybody to type it. This is my point of view. It's no dig. This is my commentary. That's it. Cora is obsessed. I want everybody to write obsession. Now, I don't know if you have seen any movie around obsession, like Swim Fan. She has an obsession. And it's because she cannot have children. We get it. I understand it. I don't only can understand it as me. I'm not a woman. I'm a man, so I don't understand it a way that a female would. Those in the comment section would. But I only understand it here, Cora. But and because of that, maybe that's the reason why I can call a thing, because you are obsessed. Exhibit A. I went to Cora's page, and I just began to go through her page as far back as, actually, that's a whole lie. I went to her page and they're telling me to go back to 2014. It was too much work. So I said, if you want me to see it, you got to send it to me. I was talking to LRLer. They went back to her page, and post number 1. She made a post on her page, May the 22nd, 2014. I want everybody to type obsession. And this is why I'm saying this, because this is strange to me. She posts Jason Lamont, which that was his name then. Cora has changed his name. And a child will leave them. A perfect angel was born yesterday. He is absolutely perfect, and I'm blessed to have been a part of his entry into the world. Bring it back to me. Let me say something, because I'm just realizing that first sentence, May the 22nd, 2014, and a child shall lead them. She made a post today that had the caption, go over there, Kendall, on her IG right quick. And I'm just explaining to you the reason why I say it's an obsession. And somebody in her family around her needs to, I don't know if she's been in counseling. I would like to think she had. What it say? It's a pink, is it pink and white? Have you found it?
It's pink and, what do you mean pink and white?
Okay, never mind. I thought you were going to be a helper out of, but that anointing ain't on you today. All right, so I get it myself. So a post that she just made on May the 4th. On May the 4th, it says, Mother's Day baby dedication, Sunday, May the 8th at 8:45 Central Time. And in the caption, she put, let the children come to me. And that's Matthew 19:14. Let the children come to me. Of course, you do know that is not what Jesus was talking about in that particular scripture, but her caption is, let the children come to me. Now, what I am gathering, because Cora did not have an in-depth conversation with me, because she said that this was sealed. We're not supposed to be talking. So I couldn't even get into an in-depth conversation like I was able to ask the mom. My belief, and I'm not passing judgment, there's something very strange here. Let's look at post number 2. So I looked at that first post, and she was celebrating Michelle's baby. And so then I looked at this second post, and the second post said in the comment section, May the 22nd, 2014, the sleeping angel, I could sit here and watch him forever. Everything about him is extraordinary. God is so good. Now remember, Michelle said Cora was very helpful and right there in the room with her the entire time. Post number 3 said, honestly, my heart is overwhelmed by the love I have for this little one right here. He's truly special. Now, mind you, this is somebody else's baby, and this is a woman who cannot have babies. Number 4, these are a few of my favorite things. My big baby girl with my new favorite little angel. Shout out to his mama from bringing him in the world and letting me share in the moment. Never been happier than I am having the opportunity to know and love this beautiful angel. Hashtag excited. Hashtag love Jason. Hashtag he's extraordinary. Post number 5. That's right. This is all the same day. May the 24th, 2014. Jason Gabriel, my precious angel. I'm happy to be the mommy. Now, wait a minute. Last post, she said thanks to the mommy. Now she said I'm happy to be the mommy that spoils him, loves him, and loves him. Hashtag excited. Hashtag love Jason. Hashtag he's extraordinary. Post number 6. 4 days later. A week ago today, my world changed for the better. I'm so happy that I got to meet Jason Lamont Caleb. Note his name. Everything about him is extraordinary. Please help me in celebrating his 1 week mark. I love you, Pumpkinhead. Hashtag love Jason. Hashtag baby. Hashtag newborn. Hashtag extraordinary. Hashtag my heart. Post number 7. The 29th, the next day. First tummy time. Hashtag love Jason. Hashtag he's extraordinary. Hashtag mommy loves him. Post number 8. In the comment section, I saw this where someone said, Lady Joy Hill. Now, you go back and watch that interview. If it's still up, because I think Chris Hill may have got that taken down. Chris Hill was Bishop Jakes' assistant and one of the key spiritual sons. But there was a huge thing that happened online between him and his wife when they broke up. So she obviously posted up under here congratulating Cora for the birth of a child. So Cora says to her, no, Auntie Lady Joy Hill, he is the Michelle Loud baby. I just watch him every now and then. Then Michelle says, lies. She tells Lady Joy, she pretty much has him all the time, LOL. So everything was, then Cora says, well, I'm with you when you're right. Left my butt off. So everything is peachy cream here at this moment. And it's just Cora being a very supportive friend that's helping this single mom, ex-con that is struggling. All right, post number 9. This is the next day. First big boy bath. Love Jason. He's extraordinary. Mommy loves him. Post number 10. And it says in the comment section, I'm looking here, I guess someone is saying, is this your baby? And you see where Cora says, it absolutely is a friend made it for me. It absolutely is a friend made it for me. It absolutely is a friend made it for me. Number 11, a few days later, good morning from me and Jason, who has kept mommy too up until 4:55 a.m. Not crying, just wanted to lay on me. I decided to put him in the swing to get him to chill, and so far so good. It's his first time in the swing. P.S. Please pray for my little man. He's been sneezing. I think he's trying to get a cold, but the devil is a lie. Sure enough, lie. Hashtag now she's now the auntie duty. Hashtag never ending. Hashtag now she's God. Mommy loves him. Hashtag please go to sleep, Jason. Post number 12. June 10th, 2014. Whenever I need a reason to smile, I never look far. They're my reason. I'm so grateful for the journey they took to find me and be a part of my life. Now, I want you to see, okay, they're my heart. They have no idea. Hashtag auntie duty. Hashtag mommy life. Hashtag wifey duty. Hashtag mommy duty. Hashtag loving them. All right. Now, I would listen to what she said. I looked at what was sent to me from you, the LRLers. I say obsession. To me, there is something psychologically that has happened to Cora because she cannot have a baby. I wonder, has she had the therapy, has she had the counseling before she got married and had these children? Another thing that is bothering me, bring the husband charges over here. This is another thing that's bothering me. When you look at the bottom, the charge, it says continuous sexual abuse of a young child or children. Now, they got married in 2011, June 4th, 2011. Okay. So the obsession can sometimes blind you because she's trying to create a family. Look at her mom and dad, Sarita and TD. Look at what she grew up around. Lady Joy Hill and Chris, they married. All these couples. And now she wants to create a family, Ben Barron. So she chooses a man who clearly she did not discern who he was at the deepest part of his being and how that happened. And we don't know his story. We don't know how that came about. if somebody touched him or what. We don't know what that is. That's a whole nother story. And then she chooses, children to make a family. And that last post, number 12, that we saw, she is, celebrating all the roles that they give her: wife, mommy, auntie. Now, just so you know, those of you that watch my platform know that I'm educated. And I have a for real master's, two masters, for real degrees, doctorate, all that's real, earned. But one of those masters is in therapy. And then all the experience I've had and just talking to people and counseling people for 20 plus years, my opinion is that this obsession that Cora has been babysat by her family and her church and her friends. Okay, why do you say that? I don't, if she has had counseling, I don't believe she has, because the way things look, this doesn't look right. So many of you are arguing about whether she took this child, whether it was manipulation. It probably was manipulative, because an obsessed person manipulates to get what they want. And I think she saw an opportunity because of the situation that she was in, or the kind of mom that she wanted, or whatever. And she went in for the kill because she had an attachment, a clear obsession with this other woman's child. And nobody in the family, including who we love, Bishop Daddy Jakes, stepped in with a clarity and sense of knowability and say, okay, Cora, I know what you want. But instead of doing that, him or somebody put her over the children's ministry. I looked online, and Cora's over, unless this is old information, she's over the Destiny Children's Ministry. So it looked like there's been a coddling, knowing that she has this obsession because she's barren. It's like giving her that as a gift, a position to satisfy her obsession so that she don't slip into depression. This is not how we heal. We don't heal by giving people sugar bits and giving them titles and giving them responsibilities to help them in their sense of self-worth so they don't slip into depression. No. We send them to therapy and to psychiatrists, and we tell them to pray, to meditate. We lay hands on them and maybe take a pill so that they're able to work through whatever they have to work through in their soul. Everybody's lot is not the same. Hers was been barren. And that is a problem for me. And I also want to know, what was her husband's position, because she's over the children's ministry. Was her husband over the children's ministry? And why was he allowed to have continuous, go back to his charges. I wonder, from 2011 to 2022, did you know that he molested one of the children? Y'all talked about it, had him have a conversation with a preacher, prayed over him, and then kept him in the house with two children that was not neither one of y'all's, for him to do whatever he wanted to because you were obsessed with being a mom. These were the questions I had. I wanted to talk to Cora about, but I can tell when I first asked the question, she asked for my email, didn't answer my question. And then what she sent me next was like a tailor-made statement to basically say I can't talk about it. But this is the reason why, when it comes to me talking about stuff that happens in the public, because it's public now. We didn't ask to be brought into this. This is stuff that spilled over online, because this is what I believe. Because you don't handle stuff the way that you should in the time that you should, it ends up online in a full mess. That's what I think and what I believe has happened in this situation. According to her, she says she tried to deal with this behind the scene, but they were unbending. This is obsession. I do think she was manipulated. I think at least Cora saw an opportunity and jumped in there. Don't come telling me it's about the child. It's about Cora. The child is just the thing that she's obsessing over. And this was not proper, and it's not. And does she still have the adopted daughter that they're alleging that he messed with? Okay, this doesn't make any sense. And then it's been alleged that the baby she had after Jason, that somehow another Cora was trying to get in their life. This is alleged, don't know if it's true. I don't have no fact or receipt on this. Was trying to get into her baby, that baby's daddy life. And someone said that was close to the family, could be a total lie because I don't have any receipt for it, but just I'm going to repeat it, although I don't have a receipt for it. They said that she started to go over there all the time to the baby daddy house so that she can develop some relationship with that child. Where was the leadership in this? She alleged that Bishop Jakes was on the phone with her when she pulled up in the house. I don't know what he was saying, but I can tell you what he won't saying, which is the right thing. Because and y'all know I love Jakes, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. He wasn't saying the right thing. Sarita wasn't saying the right thing. Whoever is assigned to Cora won't telling her the right thing, because this was improper, and it's still improper. I want everybody to type that agree with me it's still wrong. But let me tell you what I'm saying is still wrong. I don't care if she adopted the baby. You have a mama that wants to see her child. What the hell is wrong with y'all? At some point in time, you can do the visit supervisor. Y'all saying she's a drug addict, she's dangerous, but she want to see her child. This is being handled improperly. This is an injustice. That child at some point in time, you know how many people have sat on my couch that was raised wonderfully and given the world by the greatest parents, but they want their biological parents. They want to know. At some point in time, that child is going to want to know. And I hate that it's going to be a first family, a preacher, his wife, and all of their staff that support that child not having any communication with the mom. This is improper for me. I have a whole problem with it. And all these I had prophets to call me and say, do not bring Michelle on the show because she's lying and she's lost all her children. Well, I found out that she has not lost her children, and her children are with her. So was somebody paid to come to me and lie? Or was the people coming to me because they're close to the Jakes and to Cora, and they just can't believe that anything she says is the truth? And so you call me and think that I can be controlled or bought or whatever. I do what the hell I want to do. My mentor can't even tell me what to do. And he'd be like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I said, Bishop, just say what you got to say. I'm listening to what you're saying, but I think that is smart and right. I got a prayer life. The Holy Ghost can let me know, listen to what you're saying. But other than that, I don't care nothing what you got to say. You keep that to yourself. That's you and Deborah and Zoe. Then they got nothing to do with what I got going on. I don't know what the hell people think. To me, this looks really greedy. Is there a spirit of greed in the Jakes family? This is greedy. You got the child, let the child know the mom. I don't care what the courts you agreed on. Ethically, the Holy Ghost in you should say, this is the baby's mom. Let me be the bridge to where this child can have the gift of two moms, two families, two households. I don't care what any of y'all say in that comment section. You can't make this right for me. You can't make this right for me. You cannot clear this for me. I see this as absolute wrong. And I would like to know, where's the Bureau of Child Welfare, whoever in Dallas, with this man that bring it over again, this man that got this charge, if it's a true charge, he's black, they could put stuff on him, but I mean, I'm just trying to be positive in what I'm saying, but this right here is looking all kind of crazy. So why ain't nobody came and talked to Cora about where were you at when this was going on? So y'all, if we're gonna say that she's a bad mom how can she get off on possibly violations happen right up under her nose? So who's the better mom for Jason? Who's the better mom? Maybe we shouldn't throw no stones at nobody. Because if we throw stones at one, we're gonna have to throw a stone over there. So Michelle says that Cora got the child through, she said, coercion, manipulation, and duress. But Cora says, and she said this to me today, she said that she got the child through the courts should decide, the courts have decided, and she can't really speak on that. And as far as her, she didn't want to speak to me about her ex-husband. She said, as far as that's my ex, I'm not speaking on my ex. Okay. Was the husband a part of the adoption process? I would like to know. I want to know. I want to know. What was his position in the church? Was he in the children's ministry with you? Have y'all questioned these children around there? Being that Cora's over Destiny Children's Ministry. And I want to know, why didn't see, this is where the manipulation come in, and this, why didn't Cora adopt all these children out here that need a home, waiting to be adopted? Why didn't you adopt one of those children but take your friend child? Were y'all trying to go around the system? You got to sign over rights. So y'all didn't have to go through the normal process for adoption because you had that piece of paper? Was that what you needed to do as opposed to taking? It's like all the pets out here that need adoption, and you go, it's the same way with the children. Take one of them that need a mommy, where the parents don't want them. So that makes me feel like you were trying to get over. I'm gonna try not to even get turned up on this, but this kind of stuff for me, and let me tell you this, and where there's smoke, there's fire. This is improper. And let me tell you what sent chills down my spine. I went over there on Cora page, and I started noticing a few weeks ago some other posts. And when I looked at it, I saw this post. My best friend gave me quite possibly the best gift ever during the hardest transition of my life. Everyone needs a Ruby Grace. Everyone needs a Mo Speaks. Another goddaughter. Thank you, sis, for trusting me with your last heartbeat. So there's another best friend that's pregnant that now it looks like, in my opinion, Cora's obsessing over. So then I said, let me see if I can find another post, and I found another one. The journey of grace begins. Ruby Grace and Mo Speaks. Thanks for making loving you easy. Thanks to everyone who made Monet's birth magical. Okay. Post 3. Now, this is the mom speaking. She says, doing this reel was perfect considering the way my labor went. Ruby Grace literally walked out herself. She caught the doctors and nurses off guard and came out when she wanted to. She already moves to the beat of her own drum, and I'm excited to watch her grow. Thank you, sis, Cora, for everything. Your love for us is breathtaking. So grateful for you. Then on Cora page, I see it says, my Ruby be napping, child. Wish she would transfer that night time to me. Nappy nap time. So I'm seeing. Now I don't know who this is, and I could be totally assuming, but it looks like this a pattern. Some say I don't believe people, I believe patterns. It look like the same thing is happening again. I don't understand that. And nobody's going to say nothing, and you're just going to like the post and continue to move on with your life. Well, I would have never known any of this was going on. I knew about the divorce. I knew about the husband allegedly being accused of molesting one of the adopted children last year. I couldn't say nothing about it until it became public. She put it out that they were divorced in January, and I told y'all then that there is a reason why, but I can't say. And then when it dropped, I mentioned it to you a few days ago. I would have never known that there was this drama connected to the adoption of Jason. But now we know. And what I am seeing is not looking right.